So, fellas, guys, I'm going to give my 2 cents on the FreshandFit podcast in this video. For those of you that don't know what it is, you're going to have to go and check that out. This is not a collab. This is not me trying to get someone subscribers. They have way more subscribers than I have. For those of you that don't know who they are. They're a massive podcast that is on a crazy rise. Rightfully so. And I just want to give my take on the podcast in itself and give my thoughts on the podcast itself, because a lot of people have opinions. So I want to give mine on this. And for those who don't know, it's basically a podcast where it's 2 guys out of Miami host this podcast, and they get a bunch of women guests on the channel, and they all debate, they ask questions, they get into these heated debates, tempers flaring, emotions flaring, things are going nuts. It's very entertaining, to be quite honest. It sums up the real male and female dynamic. I don't know if you could really say that, wholeheartedly. I mean, there's definitely, we're not going to use those people and everyone on the podcast as a representative of all men and women. That'd be nuts, but it gives a good idea of what is going on in the world. There's no doubt about that. And all in all, I think it's honestly a really good thing. I think this podcast is a really good thing for both men and women. A lot of the female fuckery that's going on in the world is getting exposed in front of our own 2 eyes on this podcast. These dudes are bringing up facts. These dudes are bringing up statistics, real life statistics, real evidence as to what is going on. I think if you guys like this channel, I think you guys would like the FreshandFit podcast, because what I and they have in common is how real we keep it. That's what we have in common. We might talk about different things, but we both keep things very, very, very real. And this channel is only going to get more real over time. This channel is only going to grow more over time. We're only going to get bigger here over time. The same thing with that podcast. It's because there's so much fake, phony shit in the world. People are getting sick of it. I got sick of it a long time ago. You guys got sick of it a long time ago. These guys got sick of it a long time ago. We're bringing the real shit. We are bringing the breath of fresh air back to the world through energy, through our contribution, through our channels. That's why I like their channel. They keep it a buck. They keep it real. And I appreciate the women that can go on there as well and keep it real. And there's the odd woman that goes on there that is actually, she has a few brain cells, unlike a lot of them that go on there. Like I said, we're not going to use a lot of these Miami chicks as representatives as women. Like a lot of you women that watch this channel would think a lot of those women are batshit nuts. Guaranteed. Because they are. It shows a modern delusion. It shows what's going on in the modern world of the dating scene, of men and women, of like how nuts things are between the dynamic of men and women in general. It's never been worse. And these fellas hosting their podcasts, getting actual people on to debate about this stuff, is nothing more than a good thing. It is nothing more than a good thing. I don't see any negatives to what is going on with what they are doing. None. And I'm not saying every single thing about it and about the podcast is right, but that doesn't make it negative. For the most part, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They are holding these women accountable. They are letting them know how delusional they are. And this doesn't mean all women are delusional. But the ones that go on there that are acting the way they act, most certainly are. So, you got it. A lot of people think this podcast is like not a good thing. Maybe not a lot of people, but there's people in this world that do not like the podcast, that think it's a bad thing. They're just as brain dead and delusional as anybody, as anything. There's a lot of positives that come from what they are doing, from the experiences that are being held on the channel. There are so many positives. You can never go wrong with a group of people in a room around a table debating about topics. You can never go wrong with that. Because you're seeing the truth in the people in live. That is what they are doing. It can't be stopped. These shows are live. We're seeing the actions of both men and women, and these guys have other guy guests on as well. Most of the time it's just them two guys and a group of girls, but sometimes they'll get on another guy or two or three. And these shows are live. You can't take it back. You cannot edit. You can't do anything. You can't do shit. Guess what? I have over 1,500 videos made on YouTube. Guess how many of my videos are edited? 0. These videos are basically lives as well. Even though it's not live, it actually is live. There's no edits, there's no breaks, there's no cutouts, there's no nothing. They're all live. So we get to see the real, what is going on in real time, through the minds of men and women. If there's mess ups, if a woman does something and regrets it, that's on her, because that was her real behavior in real time. That's the beautiful thing about it. People are getting caught in 4K on this show, and there's nothing they can do about it. Women embarrass themselves all the time on the show. There's nothing they can do about it, because it's live. You can't take it back. That's the beautiful thing. These guys are proving what is going on in the world. That's why it's amazing what is happening on that show. It's exposing the truth. Is that not what we like? That's what we like. There's also angry women, believe it or not, on this channel. I don't know why. Because something happened to them with some guy. You can't deem every guy as bad. There's bad things that happen to me with toxic women, but I don't deem all women as bad. I talk to them all the time. But there's angry women that deem like something happened to them with a guy, and it's like anytime a guy has to say anything about a woman that's bad in any way, shape, or form, not bad, but honestly the truth, that's when these toxic women come and they won't accept it. Because everything is a man's fault. Everything, because their mindsets are diluted, bro. There's probably some angry woman watching this channel, watching this video right now. Like, do you not realize women exist too? Do you not realize that women are in the wrong even more than men? And it's a well-known fact, statistically proven. It's the truth. Women are ruled by their emotions. When you think emotionally, you can't think logically. When you can't think logically, you can't make logical decisions. It doesn't mean no woman can make a good decision. But for the majority, women are ruled by their emotions. So that there says it all. No one's a bad person. I don't think you're bad. It is what it is. But it's just what they're doing, man. Like, you guys really have to see it. You can't just watch one clip. You can't just watch one show. Try and watch some of it and you will get an idea of what is going on. And it is great. I think it's great. I don't think it's just great for men. Like, yay, men are winning. No. I think it's good for both genders. It's what needs to happen. More of what they're doing needs to happen in this world today. Okay? That's what needs to happen. These guys aren't even the manliest men, and they don't claim that. They don't claim to be that. But they keep it real. They keep it very real. That is respectable. They deserve every ounce of their success that they're having right now. They are creeping up on 1 million subscribers. They have over 700K subscribers right now, I do believe. That is an enormous amount. Their podcast is one of the biggest going right now on YouTube. It's one of the most entertaining shows right now on YouTube. And I think it's great. I think it's great for both men and women. I do. It really does show a lot. When you can get people in real time. This is not some woman texting some guy on Snapchat. Everything she says is deleted, erased forever. This isn't none of that. This is literally men to men, women to women, men to women conversations going on live in front of our own eyes around a big table. And the truth is being told. Things are being exposed. Actions are on display. And there's nothing more to be said. We all see what's going on. We see the truth of what is going on. We see the truth of what is being said. I'm going to use this as an example because there are women out there on that podcast that value an app more than they value a good man. They would not get rid of Instagram. Like this is the choice they have, and this is something that they said in a recent video, I'm pretty sure. Because they always come at these women with questions. They're breaking things down. They're picking the brain of these females. They're seeing where they're at. They're testing them. Women test men all the time. These motherfuckers, bro. These guys are testing the shit out of women. For the first time ever, we're seeing it. That's what's so great about this podcast. Women are giving answers that they don't normally give out there. And even if they do, the evidence is pretty much erased, but it can't be erased on this platform. So these guys will give these women answers like, or questions like, if you had to pick, what would you take? And you get one of these forever, and whatever one you pick, you get forever. Whatever one you don't pick, it's gone forever. A lot of these women are picking Instagram over a good quality man in their life. The man of their choice. The man they'd prefer. over half the women on that podcast, can you believe it, chose an app on a cell phone over the opposite gender of what they would prefer. This is a world we are living in today. This is what is wrong with the world. Do you guys understand the fuckery that is going on? Some women that watch this channel may not understand. Not every woman in the world can finesse her way into damn near anything. Not every single one of them can, but if you're an above average looking female, which there's so many of them in the world, if you're a good looking female, let's just say that, you can damn near do anything you want. Maybe not anything, but damn near anything you want. And this is why a lot of them would prefer that single app over a good quality man, because they know how much is on that app. They know the power they have on that app. They know the power they have to seduce whoever they want, whenever they want, on that app. That's why they would rather that app. So this is what is going on today. Not every woman in the world has that kind of power. But like I said, if you're even good looking a little, you do have that power as a female. There could be a man much better looking than you, much more successful than you, much more established than you, on a different level than you, period. And he does not have the power a female has. This is the power that they have with all the stuff that is going on. This is why social media changed the world. This is why all these apps and stuff changed the world, because it allowed women to really finesse their ways into a lot of things. Men do not, I don't want to hear one woman say anything about the world changed because of men and all this stuff. Men have absolutely no power with those things. Absolutely none. It's the women that have the power over social media. Men don't have shit. Men don't have the power over social media. They don't. You don't see what you see on women's social medias on a man's social media. You don't. You just don't. So I could keep going on about a few certain things, but this pretty much breaks it down. Like, I don't even know if half the women on this channel understand what's going on in this modern crazy world. Maybe because you guys might not be a part of it. A lot of you gals are not a part of it. Yous aren't. I know yous aren't. By the way, you guys talk in the comments and stuff, and even the conversations I had with some of you, yous aren't. But you guys need to understand what's going on. If you guys watch the FreshandFit podcast, you're going to understand what's going on. You're going to see how crazy these motherfuckers are, bro. You're going to see it. But that is what is going on. And you know what? Stuff like that, where I come from, it pretty much doesn't exist. Maybe slightly. But where I come from, bro, it's much better. I'm talking what's going on in the world. I'm not talking, this stuff all going on in my reality where I come from, and it's not really that crazy where I come from. I would consider women pretty damn good where I come from. But in the world, in the modern world, in the United States, it's fucking batshit crazy, bro. I see what's going on. I watch some of those videos on FreshandFit podcast. That's what is going. That is what is out there. You even see videos, not even on that podcast, of other things. of female behavior, and it's nuts. Men are not acting that way. They can't. The reason females are acting that way is because they know they can. They know the power they have. They never lack. They never go without. There's always something there. There's always somebody there. Their egos are always to the roof because of how easy they have access to everything. Could you imagine your head being blown up every day? Could you imagine somebody of the opposite gender for you hyping you up every day, sending you shit every day, going crazy about you every day? Your head's going to be huge. Your ego's going to be through the roof. You're going to think you're a lot better than you actually are. That is what is going on today in the world. Some of this stuff does exist where I come from. Just not a lot of it. And even an hour, 2, 3 away. I feel it gets worse as you go on where I come from. I really feel that. A part of what makes where I come from more peaceful and better in general is the fact that it's such a small place, and if people were to act this way, you're literally going to be hated. Like, people are going to hate you. It's a small place where I come from. You act that way, the word's going to get around. You got to be careful where I come from. You got to be careful. Shit gets around quick. Your reputation can be ruined quick. You almost got to act right where I come from. In other places in the world, it's so big, you could do crazy shit around the corner and no one's going to find out. Where I come from, you can do crazy shit anywhere in the entire province where I come from and people will find out. That's the difference. Because in big places, no one knows like anyone. Like, where I come from, let me explain it this way. Where I come from, it's not a rare thing to run into somebody you know. It's very common. I can go anywhere and I'll probably know somebody. Or somebody will know me. I go some places and people say my name and I'm like, who the fuck is that? I don't even know who that is. But they know who I am. What is going on? And I just pretend sometimes I know who they are. Like, hey, what's going on? But in my head, what? But it's not a rare thing where I come from. When you go anywhere, when you see someone you know, it's not a rare thing. When you are in a big place in the world, Miami, somewhere in the States, it's rare if you run into somebody you know. Because it's so big, there's so many people. If you see someone you know, it's like, hey, and people are going nuts. Where I come from, it's like, what's going on? It's not rare. It's almost like you see each other every day. Because it's a small place. But in bigger parts in the world, your reputation's not going to get ruined if you do fucked up shit. Majority of the time. It's just the truth. You could be a woman and have a body count of 200. Probably no one's ever going to know that. If you come from where I come from and you have a body count of 5, the whole island knows. If you're a woman. If you're a guy, no one even cares. But if you're a girl, it's going to get around. If you're a guy, it might get around too. But no one's going to give a fuck. Because sex for men and women are very different. Women that have sex a lot with a lot of people, it's a big deal. She's a hoe. She's this, she's that. For guys, it is different. It is very different. And I don't make the rules. Like FreshandFit say, they don't make the rules. We don't make the rules. It's crazy for a woman to have that many sexual partners. For a man, it's not that crazy because it's what men do. Men can do it. Women can't. It's unacceptable for women. It's at least acceptable for men. And I'm not saying go and screw 300 women. But if a guy has sex with 5 girls If a girl has sex with 5 guys, no one ever can tell me it's way better for that guy to have had sex with 5 girls other than this girl to have sex with 5 guys. Most girls have sex with more than 5 guys. But I'm just saying, it's better for the man, not the woman. The less sexual partners a woman has, the better. The more sexual partners a woman has, the worse it is for her. Sex for a man does nothing. Nothing. It's like exercise. He can do it and it's done. There's an emotional attachment with a woman. If she's having sex with 20, 40, 50, 100 guys, her pair bonding shit is going to be fucked. For a man, it is different. He can forget about the next seconds. He walks to the door, it's done. It's not the same for women. Because women get penetrated. Men do the penetrating. If you are a nail and you get hit and whacked and whacked and whacked into a board, you're going to be stuck there. If you're the hammer, you're still free. Men are the hammer, women are the nail. Crazy, but it's the truth. I don't make the rules. I don't make the fucking rules. Don't be mad at me. Men and women are not the same. Sex for men and women are not the same. Men do the penetrating. Women are penetrated. Are you telling me that women do the penetrating? No, they don't. Men do. Do men have children? No, women have children. Men cannot have a child. Only women can get pregnant. Only women can have a baby. It's very different. Very, very, very different. Men could have how many kids in a year if they wanted to? Hundreds. Hundreds. With hundreds of different women, if they wanted to. It's possible. Women can have one. We're not the same. So, I just think, in Fresh and Fit podcast, the fellas on there do an awesome job of explaining stuff like this. They do an awesome job to make. They're waking up men. They're waking up women. That's what's so beautiful about the podcast. Is the best way I can explain it. Realize what the fuck you are. Basically. A man is a man. No one should be shamed for being a man. A woman is a woman. Nobody should be shamed for being a woman. As men, we understand women. The ones that are awake anyways. The ones that have experience with them. We understand them. We don't think you're a bad person for being emotional, making maybe some crazy decisions sometimes, doing some crazy things. At least I don't anyways. The men that are awake, they understand women. No hard feelings. There's nothing women can do to me that's gonna like, oh, I hate women. No. You can literally do anything. It doesn't matter. I get it. I get it. I feel women have a hard time understanding men. And they want to shame men. I've grown myself exponentially as a person. I did not always have the mindset I have right now. Over time I grew. It took some years. And the best thing, man, I'm telling you, that anyone can do for both men and women is understand yourself, understand each other. The best and the best thing you can do first is understanding yourself. If you fully understand yourself, you can fully understand others. There's women that don't even understand themselves. There's women in the world that don't understand that having multiple sexual partners, like an enormous amount, there's some women that think it's normal.